Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, Madcaps. back to the Dynasty Wonderland podcast. That's right. Welcome back. And to begin, I'd like to begin with an apology. I'd like to begin with an apology. To begin. And yes, there's been a handful of apologies from the DW pod lately, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's been a rough couple of weeks for the mad fantasy party. It has. It has. But hey, the chatter is here. No Thursday, Friday. Well, we didn't record Thursday, so you didn't get Friday. I was going to try and record something Friday, get it out for you guys and gals. But I have continued my carb trouble into this week. It's been I'm going to tell you, Madcaps, the insanity I feel like I've dealt with. Oh, just the moving in, the wife's surgery. Finally, it's like, oh, things are starting to get back to normal. Well, this is good. This is really good for the check. And then no, your knee's going to get all fucked up. You're going to get this bursitis, and then your car is going to die. Yeah. So, and I laugh because what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Shit happens. It's life. You got to roll with the punches, even though it sucks. Yes, it sucks. I've not had a fun, well, maybe a couple of months, but it's it is what it is. It sucks, but it's life. So you got to find ways to get through. And if anything, I've certainly gotten some funny stories out of the past couple of weeks with some of the shit that's happened. Not funny so much at the time, but a little bit now. And then on top of that, as you know, the salary captain, Aaron, has been sick. Unfortunately, a little sicker than we thought. He's on the COVID list. So, you've got me with my bullshit, my car drama and the bang them, and then you got Aaron on the COVID list. So, he's not able to get, well, really to the pod, but he can't even get his normal articles for player profiler done and everything. So he's having a rough go. So let's get thoughts out from my boy and my co-host, Mr. Aaron Stewart, the salary captain, the much heron. Let's definitely get some thoughts out for that guy. And we'll see. We'll see if he's able to come off the COVID list to record tonight. So that I have him with me by my side to review today's great action, because this is Sunday, right? And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and record a little something and get it out before the games. Make it nice and short and sweet, and hopefully y'all can check it out before the games. I really do. So that's what I'm doing, because I just didn't get a chance to. I had to Uber to and from work Friday. I'm pretty sure I spent almost as much as I earned that day just getting there. Insanity. We borrowed a car from the wife's friend, and I was able to drive that to work yesterday, which was much better. And then we went after I got off work and spent about 4 hours at a car dealership and left with no car. Because they just, I think we picked the wrong dealership to go spend 4 hours. So it is what it is, right? We got to laugh at it. At least at my stuff. We can't, no laughing at Aaron. Let's just, thoughts with that dude. He's going to get through it. He'll be back. It'd be nice if he made it for tonight. I know listeners probably like to hear that. The listeners got to get tired of hearing just me talk. So they're probably like, oh, when we get Aaron back, we're over this mad chatter only pod shit. So it's okay. I take no offense. Aaron's great. And it's a much better pod when it's the two of us. So no complaints or anything here. Let's just hope my boy gets through it quickly and we can get him back on the pod. Get him, returning off that COVID list. The sooner the better. Speaking of returning, We've got a handful of players returning from injured reserve. That's right. We do. Well, you got the Jarvis Landry. He's coming back for the Browns. That should be helpful for Baker Mayfield and that offense, if you want me to be completely honest. Even though Jarvis Landry wasn't having a crazy year, I do think his presence should help. We also have Tua returning to quarterback for the Finns. That's right. In Mario London, nonetheless. That's right. So is Tua going to come back and get this Dolphins offense on track? That rhymed. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Or are the Jags going to finally get their first win? I'm thinking they don't. And then maybe they just leave Urban Meyer there in England. And if they were smart, they would just do that. Probably not, though. So, not that I don't like me some Laviska Shenault this week. And hey, they're playing better. Offense is moving in. Trevor Lawrence playing better by the week for the most part. So, I do think that something's got to be done about Urban Meyer eventually. You all know my thoughts on Urban Meyer, so I'm not going to spend any more time on that. But I will say, I'm most excited about a particular rookie returning from the IR, Mr. Rashad Bateman. Now, this is perfect because so many people were not high on him preseason because of a quote unquote, a landing spot. And if you go back and listen, both Aaron and I still very high on Rashad Bateman. And I have been pounding the table that the Ravens were going to throw the ball more this year and that Bateman was going to be a key to that. Now, where I was wrong is that it wasn't necessarily clear that they were going to start throwing more until recently because of necessity, because their run game obviously is not what it used to be due to all the injuries. Excuse me. I apologize. I get sneezing. I have seasonal allergies. And you would think, well, man, Chatter, you've got to edit that out the pod, right? Nobody wants to hear you, wiping your nose and sneezing but that's not really how I do things. That's not really how we do things around here. I edit out the pieces that needed to be edited out. The blah, blah, blahs right before the music hits. The blah, blah, blahs after the pod is ended. But in the pod, no, full transparency. If I do some wackadoo shit, I don't mind. I don't mind. And if it bothers you, feel free to tweet me at RMK Madness on Twitter or the pod at DW_pod on Twitter. Feel free to send a message and say, hey, next time let's edit out all the nose stuff. All the sneezing and the what. No one gives a shit about your allergies. Get on with the show. Okay, we're going. So, Rashad Bateman. I continue. If you recall Odell Beckham's rookie year, this dude was, I believe, on the PUP list, but he was hurt. I remember in a few leagues picking him up a couple of weeks before he was set to come back. Why would you do that? He's a rookie. Blah, 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 blah. And he came in and popped. I think we're set for some deja vu here, Madcaps. I really do. Because not only is the Ravens offense passing more, albeit out of necessity, but Sammy Watkins, he's out this week. I think Rashad Bateman is going to come in blazing. I really do. So nice play in DFS. In your seasonal leagues, your dynasty leagues, unless you're desperate, you probably don't want to throw them out there just to be safe. But I do got a good feeling about this. I think he's going to pop today, and we'll see how it goes. So, got some people returning from IR. That's great because, lost some guys throughout the week. Some dudes hit the IR. Max Williams from Arizona. They obviously traded for Zach Ertz. You can tell they're really pushing for it this year. They is all in, as they say. Quintez Cephas out for Detroit with the collarbone. Clyde Edwards-Helaire IR for the Chiefs. And then Juju's hitting the IR as well. And then like a chunk of the Seahawks offense. Quarterback Russell Wilson, running back Chris Carson, and D. Eskridge. When did it go from Dwayne to D? Happened at some time early in the year. Anyway, goodbye, Russell Wilson's MVP season. Yeah, that's gone. Seahawks are in trouble. I love the Ertz trade. Cardinals are going to do well. And then with Cephas out, you got to look to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, as far as Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the obvious answer is Darrell Williams, right? And it is, at least for this week. But keep an eye on Jerick McKinnon, okay? And also keep an eye on all those trade rumors that have Marlon Mack intrigued by the Kansas City Chiefs. They're intrigued by Marlon Mack, and there could be a little something there. And man, would that be fun? Marlon Mack on the Chiefs offense. That would be great because he's looked good. He's looked good this year. And other than that, I said Sammy Watkins was out. Christian McCaffrey's still out. That running back situation in Chicago is crazy. Montgomery and IR, Damian Williams on the COVID list. So you got Khalil Herbert leading the backfield, who actually didn't do too bad last week. Nick Chubb is down. Kareem Hunt's questionable, but if he plays, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But you also got to look at D'Ernest Johnson. And who's the other dude they got in there? The rookie, Demetric Felton, because he's got some sizzle to him. So keep an eye on those guys. And then Saquon Barkley's out, and that's just unfortunate. Poor dude. We knew he was going to be out a couple of weeks, so Devontae Booker takes his place. And he played, he got a couple touchdowns last week, but he was nothing spectacular as far as rushing the ball. So we'll see how that goes. As far as filling guys, he's probably one of the ones I'm a little lower on, Booker, even though I did like him coming out of college. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that, kind of running through the injuries. There's a bunch of questionable dudes. Most of them are set to play. So yeah, we're just going to kind of run through, do a quick pod, and talk a little bit about the Thursday night game. And then I'll kind of mention a few things I'm looking forward to for today. Because we're going to make this quick so I can get it out so that everyone has a chance to check it before the game start if they'd like. But again, Rashad Bateman, Javonte Williams, that's another breakout on the call. He's been getting his work, right? And I know there's still, Melvin Gordon, he was banged up. He is likely to play Mr. Melvin Gordon, but I think this is the week Javonte Williams goes ham against the 26th ranked rush defense of the Raiders. The Raiders, who just lost their head coach. I mean, let's face it. Sure, this could galvanize them a little bit, but also they're in a shit ton of turmoil. It's hard to concentrate on a game when you got all this bullshit going on. And sure, they could have one of those come out and play hard for our interim coach kind of games, and we're going to overcome adversity. But I think it's much more likely that Denver does a little bounce back here. And we see a good game out of the Broncos, and I think Javonte Williams is the man here. So digging that. But we go back to Thursday night. And again, apologies I didn't get out anything Thursday night. I missed the whole game because I went to the airport to rent a car. And this is another thing that happened in my fun week. So when my car had officially died, Thursday is when, because I had it fixed and I got it back earlier in the week, right? I drove it to work Wednesday. On the way home from work Wednesday, it started dying on me again. So now it's completely fucked. And so I was like, I got to get to work the next couple of days. I don't want to Uber the whole time. My mom was like, I'll rent you a car. Don't worry. Unfortunately, that time of night, the only rental car spots open We're at the fucking airport. So I take an expensive ass Uber out to the airport and wait an hour and a half in line at this car rental place. Not a fan because I'm standing there around a shit ton of people in a enclosed building. Now, it's airport shit. So most of them got, their masks on. And, you got to feel better at least about that than, most places you'd be in that situation. But still, not a fan. To me, that's just, that's too much. I know some people look at me and my COVID views in a bit of a negative light, or look at me as, my wife's mom has actually said before, you still got to live. Yeah, I agree. But also, in order to live, you do well not to get the COVID. So I'm trying to be as safe as I possibly can be because I don't want to find out. I mean, I smoke cigarettes and the wife has asthma. So, even though we're both fully vaccinated, we don't want to get that shit still because fuck, you never know, man. It's just man and women's guys and gals. Just some crazy shit. It's a crazy. I digress. I apologize. But I'm at the airport. I get all the way through the line up to the counter. And they inform me that shit don't work that way. That the person who used the credit card has to be there to get the card. My mom lives in Breckenridge, which is a good hour and a half from Denver. So that didn't work out. So then I'm stuck at the fucking car place because I didn't have any money. My account was bare. Payday was Friday the next day. So I had to call my mom to get me an Uber so I could go. It was just such a fucking mess. Such a fucking mess. It was wild. So this is why I did not record a pod Thursday, because I didn't even watch the game and I didn't get home till like fucking midnight, and then I had to turn around and wake up at 4 to go to work. So you can see, Mad Caps, why you hasn't been getting all the content lately, because I've damn near lost my brain, my mind. It's damn near gone. The insanity has increased an exponential amount, and my guy is on the COVID list. So this is just rough all around for the DW pod, but we'll be all right. We'll be all right. So we move on. I mentioned the Bucks Eagles game. It was mainly the Leonard Fournette show, right? He killed it. Jalen Hurts had a good game. He only had like 115 yards passing, but he did have 3 total touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 throwing. And then, of course, like I said, Lenny had a big game and the Bucks went over the Eagles. So clearly the lead dude there, he's been killing it and lately. And then, of course, Antonio Brown and OJ Howard sighting. And that was one dude I missed it. Like, man, I could have won some money on DFS based on how I played if I had just swapped OJ Howard for Zach Ertz. Okay, it could have been much better. But that's okay. That's okay. We live and we learn. We live and we learn. I had OJ Howard in my mind, but I'm like, he's just going to pepper the receiver. No, he hit up some OJ Howard. Yeah, there you go. OJ Howard sighting. I was hoping we might see a little bit of him this year. And it's good to see. It's good to see. Now, you look at this Sunday. I'm going to be honest. Talked a little bit about injuries. Just going to point out a few games I'm interested in. The Chargers and the Ravens is one of the top games, right? A lot of fantasy points scored. And same thing with the Cards and Browns. These are actually 2 games where, like, particularly in DFS, I am hammering these 2 games because they look to be the higher scoring games of the day. You got some, you got Vikings at Panthers, Raiders at Broncos. All right. Dolphins at Jaguars, the London game that starts here in a couple hours. Chiefs, Washington, you figure the Chiefs, play your Chiefs. They're going to get back on track against the Foreskins. I'm sorry, the football team. Packers, Bears could be a little interesting. Rams, Giants. Rams, Giants, that's an interesting one too, because the Rams should get their points. And Daniel Jones can throw the Giants to a little bit of a comeback. So this could be a little fun. And especially the Giants now with Kadarius Toney rolling, they're playing better offense. So that could actually be pretty high scoring too. But those are the games I am particularly looking at. I really feel like Bateman, mainly in DFS, but sneaky, clever, good, but clever. I don't know why I threw that. A sneaky, good, clever. How many times do I use that fucking word, clever? Am I clever? I'd like to think I'm clever. I'm a clever clover, I say. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'll be honest. I've not had a lot of sleep this week. And as you can tell, I'm up very early today, considering the London game does not start for a couple hours. And yes, I tend to wake up early anyway. And I do tend to stay up a little bit late. I tend to average like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, and I'm fine. But it's been a little bit more rough this week. See, all I can do is laugh, madcaps. I have to laugh at it. Because if I just stay upset or mad about it, like go even more crazy. I'll go even more crazy. They'll have to lock the chatter up. I'm already close, They probably got, eyes on me. I wonder if this place has been fucked. I don't know why. She swallowed that fly. Perhaps she'll die. There wasn't a lady who swallowed a cat. Imagine that. Sorry. See, lack of sleep, little stoned, trying to get wacky here in the Wonderland. This is the kind of shit that happens when I'm running solo. And if you like me just rambling solo, you can check out my non-sports podcast, the Miscellaneous Debris podcast. That's right. And I recorded one of those earlier in the week, and then I never fucking got it out because of all this shit with my car. And now I'm going to have to redo it. So that in essence, I skipped a week of that pod. See, what a that couple of weeks. Oh, goodness. I tell you, madcaps. Shit's got to just go up from here because it can't get much worse. But anyway, we move on. And we probably get ready to move out of here, right? No, let's talk about it. Chargers Ravens. I expect big game from Lamar. I expect a big game from Justin Herbert. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, play your dudes. Play your dudes in this one. And keep your eyes on Rashad Bateman. And I mentioned the Cardinals and the Browns. Browns getting Jarvis Landry back. I do think that's a boon for their offense. And I know they're missing Mick Chubb. Can I have a Mick Chubb, please? Let's roll over to Mickey D's and grab a Mick Chubb. McDonald's, let's get a Mick Chubb. Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, going to be out today. Kareem Hunt questionable. Like, he's going to boom if he plays. And if he doesn't, he'd hit one of those afternoon DFS slates, throw in a Felton or Dernis Johnson. Ooh. But Kareem Hunt, he should have a big day if he plays. So I don't think that'll hurt the Browns offense too much, but they do play the 5-0 Cardinals. Now the Cardinals missing some players on defense, Chandler Jones, but they've really been rolling offensively. So it's going to depend on where the Browns are at defensively. Really, I think that tells the tale of this game because I think it's going to be high scoring. But if the Browns defense can step it up and make a couple of stops, the Browns could certainly win this game. But I think fantasy-wise, me, I've been kind of saying it as excited I was about this Browns offense. And it is pretty potent. The problem is that when it comes to fantasy football, you got Chubb, Hunt, and that's pretty much it. Because when it comes to pass catching, it's hard to tell where those targets are going to go because they can go all over the place. And, 1 week in Njoku, and another week it's well, who? I can think of the one big week with Njoku, but it's usually spread out pretty even. The week Odell came back, he had quite a few targets, but I don't know. So it's just one of those offenses where, um, you can't really count on the pass game fantasy wise, at least at the moment. But the Cardinals, oh shit, can you count on them? Oh shit. Just wait till they get Zach Ertz in that line. It's crazy. They trade Dan Arnold, right? Clearly, because hey, we have Max Williams, we like what we're doing. We're good. And they trade Max Williams. And then, all right, no, they trade Dan Arnold and pay Max Williams. Max Williams then gets hurt. IR. And you can tell, we're not slowing down. We're pushing the chips and we're all fucking in, motherfuckers. The Cardinals. And they get them some Zach Ertz. So that's going to be interesting. Not this week because you can't play 2 fucking games in a week, people. Okay. So of course he's not playing today, but next week it's going to be interesting to see how they incorporate Ertz into this. Because he's just going to take right over that Max Williams role. But you feel like even at this age, Ertz might have a little something over Williams. And if so, is he going to garner a little more attention than Williams did? It'll be interesting to see. We'll see the Patriots try and stop the Cowboys offense. I doubt that's going to happen. Patriots running game is a mess. They're just kind of a mess anyway. I do think Mac Jones is playing well, but their offense is just kind of not it right now. That dude needs some receivers. He really needs some receivers. Anyway, you got the Seahawks, the Steelers for Sunday Night Football. We'll see what Geno Smith does. Now, this is on the road in Pittsburgh against a very good Pittsburgh defense. So that worries me. For Lockett Metcalf specifically. But Geno Smith did play well last week. And again, the one issue with him was that last pack, but that wasn't even, Lockett did it. So, sorry, Geno's going to be fine. Overall, he might struggle tonight because of this Pittsburgh D on the road. And just the Seahawks, they're not a very good team. O-line's not very good. Nothing on the defense is very good. They just gave Jamal Adams a bunch of money. What has he done? What have you done? So it's just kind of, what are you going to do? You going to not play Lockett and Metcalf? Of course not. But I'm a little concerned about that. But you got to think, the Seahawks are so bad. Russell Wilson was like the shining star of the and now he's gone. And can Geno play pretty good against a Steelers defense on the road? I don't know. But they should get behind enough that he's going to have to throw it. So, of course, you're going to play your Seahawks wideouts, but you're going to be a little nervous. And I'm not touching that run game. Fuck out of here with Alex Collins. I know. He's been solid. Fuck out of here with Alex Collins. I just said the same thing about Randall Cobb, and he had a huge day. So maybe there's reason to like Alex Collins. But I don't think so. Fuck out of here. Anyway. And then Monday Night Football, people. Bills, Titans. Probably going to see the Bills roll. What is that? I also like the Bengals today. So if you got your day, you know me. I've been on the Bengals offense a little bit this season. Like what they're doing. I'm kind of rooting for them. They got a good team, good players. No Samaje Perine, so it'll be fully the Joe Mixon show. You got Chris Evans, and then they elevated Travion Williams from the practice squad. So they'll definitely have a little bit, get a little bit involved. But, I like them Bengals, and they're playing the Lions. So there you go. We've got buys this week. That's the craziest thing. I meant to mention that at the beginning, really, but you got the Falcons, the Jets, the Saints, and the 49ers. So we're down a couple of games this week, huh? Which is actually, recent years and more normal years, the 16-game season, you had bye weeks as early as week 4. So we just got 6 weeks of action, no bye weeks. That's 5 weeks. Sorry. So I guess it's only 1 extra week, but it's not too bad this week. You know, you had a couple players you're going to be missing. But next week is so brutal. Next week, let me see if I can find it real quick. This is who we're going to say this, and then I'm going to get the hell out of here. But this right here is crazy. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Okay, week 7 buys. The Bills, the Cowboys, the Jaguars, the Chargers, the Vikings, the Steelers. That's a lot of running backs and wide receivers that are going to be out. And quarterbacks, Dak, Josh Allen, Herbert. You know, some people got the Kirk Cousins and the Big Ben, maybe even the Trevor Lawrence. That's rough. Week 7 is rough. Rough madcaps. Okay. That's enough out of me. It's just me and only me. So we're gonna get the hell out of here. That's enough. You don't really need to hear it anymore, right? You've heard enough of the chatter. Let's move on. Yes. Anyway, thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at DW_pod. All the good stuffs. And hey, we'll be back very soon. Running through the Sunday's action. I'll record tonight regardless, but hopefully my guy Aaron is back. So give your thoughts and if you pray, your prayers out for the captain himself.
Wonderland.
Until tonight or tomorrow as we'll let you go. Man Chatter's out. Later. Peace out. Good luck. Have fun today.